the North Pole, not only do we love telling stories, but we have some favorite ones we like to read. And one of my favorite ones that we like to read is The Cajun Night Before Christmas. Now, I usually tell my stories, but I love to read stories too, because there's such beautiful illustrations in the stories. And this one is about Santa Claus. And instead of reindeer, he has alligator. It's from Louisiana. And it was written by Trosclair and illustrated by James Rice. I won't read the whole story, but I'll read part of it to you, and then maybe you can find it. It takes place in the swamps in Louisiana. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, they don't a ting pass, not even a mouse. The children been nuzzled good snug in the flue, and Mama passed the pepper through the crack in the door. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up some ham. She stir up the gumbo, and she baked the yam. Then out on the bayou, they got such a clatter. My soon sound like old Boudreaux done fallen off his ladder. I run like a rabbit to get to the door, and I trip over the dog, and I fall on the floor. As I look out the door, in the light of the moon, I think, man, you crazy. Oh, you got old too soon. 'Cause there on the bayou, when I stretch my neck stiff, there's 8 alligator a-pulling the skiff, and a little fat drover with a long pole and stick. I know right away, got to be old St. Nick. More faster and faster the gator they came. He whistled and he hollered, and he called them by name. Hey, Gaston. Hey, T-Boy. Hey, Pierre and Alcide. Jeanette, J. Suzette, Celeste and René. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Make crawl, alligator. Be sure you don't fall. Like Tante Flo's cat, through the treetop they fly. When the big old hound dog, he come run himself by. Like that up the porch, them old gator they climb, with the skiff full of toys, and St. Nicholas behind. Then on the top of the porch roof, it sound like the hail, when all them big gator done sat down their tail. Then down the chimney, I yell with the bam, and St. Nicholas, he was full, and he sat on the hot yam. He got off his foots, and he jumped like a cat and out to the floor, where he laying with a splat. He was dressed in muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes is all dirty with the ashes and the soot. A sack full of plating he throw on his back. He looked like a burglar, and that's a full fact. His eyes, how they shine, his dimple, how merry. Maybe he been drinking a little bit of the wine of the blackberry. His cheek was like rose, his nose like a cherry. On second thought, maybe he been lapping up the sherry. With snow white chin, whisker, a quivering belly, he shook when he laughed like the strawberry jelly. But a wink in his eye and a shock of his head, he made my confidence that I don't get scared. He don't do no talking, going straight to his work, plaything in sock and dim with a jerk. He put back his hand there on top of his head. He cast an eye on the chimney, and then he done said, with all that fire and them burning hot flame, hey, I ain't going back the same way that I came. So he ran out the door and he climbed on the roof. He ain't no fool for to make one more goof. He jump in the skiff and he crack his big whip. Huh, them gator move down and don't make one slip. And I hear him shout loud as he splash he go by. Merry Christmas till all, till I see you some more. And that is the story that we love at the North Pole, the Cajun Night Before Christmas.